be sharing this link in a YouTube channel. So that is our TSP channel. So once I have uploaded, I will share you the playlist link. You can make a use of it later. Okay. And yeah. So what is CSS? Yes, we discussed. So it is a cascading style sheet. So why we are using it? So why we are using it? Especially to make it some designs and like if for example I have some content or whatever it may be, if I'm going to make some styles for it, so obviously I'll go with the CSS. So what are the agendas? So what is CSS and what are the properties and values? Dynamic CSS, what is dynamic CSS? Transform, transition, animation, box model. So these are the very, very important concepts what we are going to learn. Okay. The first thing is uh, let me open the notepad so you can use whatever text editors you can use. So I'm going to use notepad plus plus. I hope it is recording. So I'll create one new file save as. I'm giving a name as css.css. Okay, so either you can give sorry, the first thing was I'm going to create what is a base thing. So .html is a basic thing. So I'm giving a name it as .html, or either you can select a hypertext markup language. Okay, and just save it. So after saving this, sorry, let me give some other name. So after doing this, what is the basic thing is you need to create a basic structure. Doc type HTML and what is HTML and then slash HTML. In between, uh, you will be having a head slash head and the body elements slash body. Okay, so like this it will be there. And now we'll understand. So there are some three different terms we need to understand. Uh, what are the different style sheet we have? Okay, the first thing is inline style sheet, and then internal style sheet, okay, and then third one is external style sheet. So these are the three ways we can import the CSS in a HTML file. So first we'll see about inline style sheet. This is nothing but a command line. Okay, so inline style sheet. So what I can do here, so here if I have some heading, so let me give it as a heading itself, and also I'm giving some text. Ayesha College. Okay, so this is a name I've given. So here I want to make some colors or things. So what I will do, I will give a style as an attribute. Okay, style is attribute, and what are the things we need to give? We need to give the background and the colors. What is that is property and the value. So I'm just giving a background color as some hash 101213. Like this I've given. Or else, okay, like this I have given some color. Okay, so after giving these colors, if you go and check where it is inside that. Okay. So this is a file, so you can see the background color has been applied. Okay, so the next thing is this is called as an inline style sheet. So if I'm going to make it as an internal, then what happens? Internal internal style sheet. So how I can create an internal style sheet? So internal style sheet is created like this. See here, the first thing is here we need to create an element. So I'm creating element as h2 slash h2. Okay, I'm giving some name as program. Okay, like this I've given. So after giving this, go here. Now, this style is an attribute. So now in the internal style sheet, I'm going to use it as an element. So style element. So slash style and just close this off. So inside this, I will give some, decoration or presentation for this. So for H2, I'm just giving a background or let me increase the font size. Okay. So font size, it's going to be some 100 pixels. So this is called as a internal style sheet. The same thing we are doing here also, but here the style is an attribute. Here it is an element. Okay. And then what is the property of the value? So you need to mention like this. And the first thing is what is your selector and the value. So in this syntax you can see syntax you can clearly see this is a selector name. Example, it may be an element or it may be a class or it may be a id, whatever it may be. Okay, you need to mention here and what is the declaration property and the value. Okay, so after doing this, again we'll go and check. Yes, we get us this one. If you want to check, so right click, inspect, and select this particular thing, and you can see what is the font size. It is 100 pixel. Okay, and so after doing this, what is called as the external slideshow. So I'm going to create one more file, new file, save as. I'm saving this file as that is css1.css. Or you can either go here and give select cascade style sheet file. Okay, just save this file. So now here I will go. I'm going to mention as h3 slash h3. Okay. So in this particular place, I'll be giving it as welcome. So like this, I've given some text. Just go here. So that is a h3 element, right? So in this h3 element, I'm going to give some property. So what I need is I need some border. So border. So border will see what it is. Okay. Solid and red. So this is a property I'm applying. So now again we'll go and check the value. Oh, sorry. So it is not applied. So why it is not applied? Because this is a different file and this is a different file. So how we are going to link it? Here, I'll give one more comment line as external file. Okay. So in between this, I'm going to give as a h3 element. So in this h3, sorry, this external style sheet, what we are going to do, we are going to link. So what is the tag we need to use is link element. Okay, link tag. Inside this link tag, first thing is we are going to relay. So what is a relation? It's a style sheet. Okay. So that you need to mention. And the second thing is href. So what is href? So href is what is a file you are going to specify. So my file name is css1.css. Okay, just save this file. So now you go and run the program, you'll be getting a border line. You can see here. Okay. So this is the three ways you can import cascading style sheet in a program. Okay. Okay. So next, if example, the next point is what is called as cascading order. So in interview point of view, they might ask this question. So cascading order. So what is called as cascading order? Example. So this is my H1 element. Okay. So I have already given a color that is in blue color, right? So what I'll do is here I will go and I'll create H1 again, and I'm trying to give some value for this. Example, background color, some green. Okay. So if I give this, what happens? So what will be the output? Let's see. Yeah. So I'm just getting an internal style sheet. So what happens? So what is the cascading order is? The first cascading order it will take the inline style sheet. Okay. So it only accept the internal style sheet. And the second thing is here also I'm going to apply some color. Okay, for same H1. I'm giving a background color. Let me take coral. Okay, so coral is a color. So what I will do is here I'm just removing the internal inline style sheet color and just save this. If you go and run it, so what happens? It is the grid is appeared. You can see it. So see here the green color is appeared. Why? Because there is no inline style sheet. So the next preference is goes to internal style sheet. So the third option is what? Third only you will be getting an external. So if you don't have anything for internal also you don't have anything, then if you save and execute, so what happens? You will get a coral color that we have mentioned in the external style sheet. So these are the ways how you can make a things, that is cascading orders. Okay, and what is in the next thing in the PPT? Let's see. So we have discussed about the properties and value, and these are the examples. So how we are going to embed the things. Okay, it's very simple. So we already discussed. So now we will discuss about what is box model and CSS. So what is called box model? So now I am going to apply this. Okay, so let's see. So let's move to the coding. So here uh, I have some three things, right? So let me remove all these. So here I'm just going to have some border. Okay, so let's take some content itself. That's enough. Let me close this. So if you go and check, so like color, like which one? So if you go and also I'm just taking only one text, so it will be very clear for you. You just right click, go to inspect. Okay, so see here we have something called as this is called as a box model. So if you select here, we don't have any width and height for this, so it is automatically accepting. So this is that blue color highlighted thing, it is called as a content. If you go here, this is called as a padding, which you have not created yet, and this is called border and margin. So let's see so how to create this. So here in the H1 I'm going to specify, first thing is I'm going to specify some width and height. So width is going to be some 300 pixels and height is going to be some 100 pixels. Okay, so if you go and refresh, so here you can see the first I will create a border and then I will explain it clearly. Okay, so, so let me create this as a container so it will be easy to understand. Okay, so now we'll check so what we need to do. So as of now the width and height has been mentioned. So first I'll have this thing and I will be setting a background color for this. Okay, background color is some kind of light color, so RGB. Let me give some values. So R means red, G means green, B means blue. So the ranges is like RGB 0 to 255. 0 means on, 255 means off. Okay. So what I will do is I'm giving some 120, 120, 120. So changing here this to be some 50. Okay. So now we will go and refresh. We can see some colors here, right? So if now you can see what is the width and height, what we have mentioned for the element. It is 300 and 100. So you can see here for this element. So what is the width and height for this element? Width is 300 and height is 100. Okay. And now, so we'll see what are the other things we have. So we have a padding. So how I can mention the padding? So padding is nothing but space, that is a space between the content and the border. So the space between the content and the border is what? So I'm going to give some 10 pixels. So if you go and refresh, let me change the color of the text also. Color. Okay, so this is my text, and if I refresh this, you can see in this outer board what it is 10 10 10. Okay, so total padding is 10 10, and now I'm going to give some border. Okay, so that border will increase the. So now we know what is padding. So now I'm going to set the border. Okay, so for border, I'm just giving some 3 pixels, and I want the style of solid, and I need, okay, I'm just going to give a GBA value, comma 20. Okay, this is, I'll explain you what are the different CSS colors. So it is very simple only. So if I go and refresh, I think that way we can give bright colors. We change this to 10. Pink dot. Okay, here you can see what happens. The border is something around 9.6 pixels. Okay, so actually it is it is a 10 pixel, but it has been mentioned as a 9.6 pixels. Okay, because we have mentioned it as a dot. If you are going to change this, so let me change this into solid. So now we can see the, the borders which has been appeared. The next part is what? Margin. So margin is nothing but I'm going to create one more container. So let me close this. Okay. So here, let me give the class name also. So class. So class is nothing but in a page, if you have some same thing, okay, same thing which you are going to apply. Example, so A is a class name which have a border and background and everything, and I'm going to apply it on this some other div container in the same web pages, so it is applicable, so we can do it. Okay, so for that purpose we are using this class, and here I'm mentioning as a class B. Okay, so here I will change this container to be .ea, and here I'm just going to change this to be a .b class. Okay, so give me 2 minutes, guys. Okay, give me 2 minutes. Sorry guys, sorry for the interruption. Next because so we understand so what is padding and what is border and the things. So what is the interview questions we'll be getting this? So wait, sorry, we didn't confirm what is margin, right? Yeah. So here I'm just copying all these things. Okay. So just copy and paste it here as well. So dot b is nothing but if you are mentioning it as a class, then you need to mention a dot b over there. Okay. So if I save this and if you go and check the output, so what happens? You can see some two things. So I need some space between this Annai Ayesha College and web designing. So what I can do, I need some space. So what here I'll be mentioning it as a margin bottom as some 40 pixels. Okay. So if I go and refresh, what happens? So I got some, the 40 pixels between the first container and the second container. Okay. It's very simple. And now there are some two things we have. Okay. So if you go and check, if I select this particular container, okay. So, so what is the width and height? It is 100. And for this also it is width is 300 and the that is 100. Okay. So what is the main important thing is here I'm going to use one property called box sizing. Okay. So box sizing has two values. So one is content box. Maybe another box sizing is border. Okay, here you can see the major difference between the previous container and the second container. What happened? So actually, if you click on this particular container, okay, so what is the width and height? It is 300 and 100. So, and then what happens? So the element alone, it is taking 300 and 100. And if you select this particular container, what happens? The overall container is 300 and 100. So what is the best thing we need to use? I don't want my content, that is Ayesha College of the particular elements. It's not going to be 300 and 100. I want my whole container to be 300 and 100. So which one I should use? I need to use this border box. So whenever you're creating a page, you need to mention the box sizing as a border box. Clear? Okay. So this is the one of the interview questions. So what is the difference between box sizing and the border box? So in the content box, the padding and the everything will be excluded. But here in the border box, what happens? Everything is taken. So if you take this, this is a width 260. If you are adding, so width means what? Left and right. So it is 1010. So totally 280, right? And the next, this is a 1010, so totally 20. So if you add all these, you will be getting a 300 as your width. And what is the height? It is 60. 10 plus 10, it is 80, and 10 plus 10, it is totally 100. Clear? So this is the way it will be calculating. Okay. So DAV is used to create a web page that is separate the section. So that is the main purpose we are using it. And we can also use ID names. Any tags we can use. We can use paragraph, H1, whatever we need. Um, for example, for if you are using a div as ID, for example, see here the same thing. If I want some uniqueness, I can also change this to be ID, and here also I can change this ID. So what I need to do? So you need to mention here as a hash. The same way here you need to mention this as a hash value and just save it. But the same output you will be getting. Okay, so either you can go with this or that. Okay, so example on div and class. So we will create a web page with following sections. So we can create a web page header, navigations, and then main content and footer using a CSS. So let's see how we can create this. It is very simple. So see this is the output. Okay. So the first thing is I need all these to be different. Okay. So what I will do is I'll be creating each and everything as a what as a ID. So I need to create like this. So what I will do is let's go get into this. Before doing this, we need to understand. Um, so better I can say it here itself. So let's take this and I'll remove all these things. Okay. I'll also delete this as well. So now we are going to create a simple that is things. So let's check so how we can create it. So I'm going to have it in a different file, CSS file. So I'm having this. So first thing is I'm going to create a container. So what is the model we have? So this is the one we need. So first I need the top header. So what I will do is, so in the body element, I'm going to specify the header. So first I'm going to create a div container and just close this div container. I'm going to name this as ID because everything is unique, right? So I'm going to mention this as a header. Okay, and just copy this. So what is the second thing? I need a navigations. So just paste it here, navigation NAV. And the third one is main content. Here, what is the name? It is a main content. Okay, so main. So let me take it as a content or section. And what is the third part? That is fourth part. It is a div ID is equals to footer. Just closes off. So here we are going to create a container. So first the header part. So in header part, I'm just having a logo. So let me have some logo image source. So after that, I'm giving some text. Okay. And also here I'm adding some class name. Class name it's going to be A. Here I need some heading. Let me give a heading as mm, yeah, H1. Uh, I'll be giving it as so web designing is my header. And here I'm adding src file. So let me check whether I have, yes, I have one file. So let me get this file. So here I will set this as .png file. Okay. And next to this, I have a heading. So here what I will do, I'm going to make some changes for this containers. So first, for the header, what I need. So for the header, I need some colors. Hash header. So I need some background colors. So I'm giving it as CN. Okay. And then for this image and things is for the .a class, I want this to be in a float left. So left means it will be in the left side. For that reason, I'm just giving it as a left. So now we will go and check. So what happens? So now we need to make some changes. I'm going to decrease the that is width and height for this images. So let me giving a width equals to some 100, or let me give it as a 50 pixels. Okay, so 50 and height is going to be 50 because that is a simple logo. Okay, so if you go and refresh, you can see it is in 50. So now here also for the header, I'm going to specify some width and height. Width is going to be, let me give it as some 200 pixels, and the height is going to be some 200 pixels. Okay, we have it like this. So here I'm going to give some values. So let me check. Go to the inspect, and here check the what is the resolution and the width. The maximum width is 1440 pixels. So I'm going to give it as 1440 pixels for the width. Okay, so like this you will be getting. So this is your header. So you can also make some changes if you need some paddings and whatever you need. Just give box sizing, border box. Okay. So here you can give some padding values like pixels. Okay. So like this you can create, and if you need some spaces between this header and this, you can also give some spaces here as well. So here for the H1, giving some values, that is margin left, better I can give this value to be. So let me change it later. Okay, so just have like this. Okay, header, and if you want you can also increase the width, or you can also don't want to mention anything here as well. Okay, so the next part is what? The next thing is we are going to create a navigation at the bottom. Okay, so what I will do is for this navigation, I'm creating a class name. Again, a class name as some P. So let's see what happens. So here I'll be setting some headers, or better, unordered list slash unordered list. So within this, I'll be creating a list of elements. Give me a second. Okay, guys. The next one is the navigation. So just copy this. Okay, so the next thing is I'm just changing this to be a contact end work. Okay, like this I've created. So after creating this, so I need some kind of things, right? So here I can style it. So the first one is hash nav. So for hash nav, what I need some width and height. If you want to mention, yes, you can mention with like I'm just giving as 30 percentage. Okay. and and also I'm mentioning it as a float length. You need only 30 percentage of size. If example this is my whole size, I'm just going to get some 30 percentage alone. The other 70 percentage it is for the section. Okay, so here I've mentioned as 30 percentage. If you want to mention some background color, yes, you can do it. I'm just giving it as uh, go with some light colors. So I'm just using RGBA 255, 0.5. So it will give some light pink colors. I'm just giving this color. So let's go and check. So you can see what happened. It took some 30 percentage away. So now I'm going to increase the width for this. I don't want 30 percentage, so let it make it as a 20 percentage. You can see it has been 30, that is 20 percentage, and I'm increasing the height. So height, let's check what is the maximum height here. So it is 940, right? So let me give it as some 800 pixel. So let me increase this. You can see like this, you can create it. Okay. And what is the another part? We have this, what is section? So I'm just creating this to be a link. I don't want this dotted. So what I will do is, so I make it this as a link. Okay. So here in the href is equals to, I'm just mentioning a hash value and just close it off. And I hope you already know how you need to create this link, right? So the previous class we have discussed. And also I'm closing this anchor tag here. And just close this off. So what happened? It will be created as a link here. So how I can manage these things? I don't want the underlines for this navigation. So what I will do is I'll be specifying navigation URL. I don't want the decoration line, so I'm just changing this to text decoration as none. Give me 1 minute. Okay, let me give this decoration. So actually it should work. Let me check why it is not working. So no problem. I'll just will check what is the main important thing. Uh, And okay, and also you can set some hover properties here for this unordered list. So hover is nothing but, for example, if I select on any particular list of elements, I need something to be happen. For that, what I'm going to do is, uh, so here the unordered list, or maybe take it as a list of element and hover. Okay, what I will give is, so hover is an a pseudo element. Okay, so here within this, I'll be giving some background color changes. So background color, here I'm just giving it as green, or let it be CN. Very maybe just refresh, and so while you're hovering, you can see some color changes has been applied. Okay, and after this, what we can do, so I'll tell you how to remove this, and how to remove this dotted later. Okay, so just come down. So next part is your section. Okay, for section, what I need home, I need contact, I need work, right? So for that purpose, I'm just giving a heading /h1, and giving the ID name. It's going to be a home. Like this, I'm just creating some three paragraphs, sorry, three headings. And also I'm just giving some background color, so it will be easy to have. So I'm just changing this to H2, because we already applied H1, right? So I'm just changing this to H2. Here I'm changing this as a contact, and here this to be a work. Okay, so after doing this, what we can do, we need to link it. So just give home. So here what I'm going to do, here I'll be changing this to contact, and then here I'll be mentioning it as a work. Okay, so after doing this, what we can do, we need to go here. First you mention what is the ID name, it is section. So section, I'm just giving a width, it's gonna be what's 70 percentage, float right side, right? So I also mentioned that too. So I need to give a background so it will be clear. So let me give some RGB values here as well. Uh, I want some light green. Okay, light green. So for that, what I will do, 0, 255, 0, 0.5. Okay, so just put a semicolon. So I can see it has been moved. Let me remove this. So So what we need to do in this point is, we need to increase the height as well. So height I'll just mention. So previously, what is the height we have given is 800 pixels. So here I'm changing this to be 800 pixel. Okay. Just refresh and see. Here you can see the within height. Okay. Here also you can increase. Instead of giving like this, you can mention it as 100%. Okay, so you can see that section box here, and I'm changing this to be some 700. Why? Because I need a footer for that purpose. Just changing this to be 700 pixels. If you go and refresh, you can see it is in 700 pixels. So now if I click on this particular element, so I need some content, right? For that, for each and ID, I'm going to set some color. Okay, let me take it as hash home, hash contacts. What is the other thing we have? We have something called as a work, right? So hash, just close this off. So here I'm going to give some background color. Then here is background. So here I need again I need a RGB value. I'll give 100, 100, 70, 0.5. I'm giving some values. So this is not red, green, blue, and 0.5 is a opacity. So what it will do is it will dim your background color. So for that purpose, we are using this. So, so as of now, I didn't add the content. So let me give some different colors. Okay, like this, I've given some different colors. So now we can add some content over there. Okay, so let me get it from the lorem ipsum. Just click on here. Just copy this text. Paste it. Here also, I'm just copying and pasting the things. Okay, here you can see some different colors. If I click on the contact, you can see the contact pages. And if you click on the work will be displayed here. Okay, so like this, you will be, creating a page. Okay, so after this, I need some bottom, right? So either you can do this or within the same page itself, you can create like this. So I need a footer now. I'm just increasing. So for footer, I'm just creating one simple form. Okay, so the form is here. I will give the field set value in the label. So in this label, I need to give a name for this form, sign up form. Okay, and I can add some two fields. I'm just adding only two field. Okay, uh, name, and then input type text given. So next thing is this, and I need password to set password. Here I'm changing the password and the submit button. Last is submit button. So input type equals to submit. The value I'm gonna give this submit. So if you go and check, let me check what I said. Okay, it's somewhere around here. Why? Because we already given the width and height the same things, right? So better, what I will do is, so first we'll understand so what it is, and then we can add. Okay, so here let me say this. This other content. Let me change this to paragraph. So like this we have saved. It is showing like a heading. Okay, like this you'll be getting a text, and here we have a form. So form we can increase it, and we can also give some background color for that as well. So here I'm creating, so just give some spaces for each and everything. Okay, like this I got a form. I can also give a name for this field set. Did I close this field set? Yes. So the next thing is, if you go up, and you can also make some color formation for this as well. So slash footer. So in this, I'm going to give some colors and everything. So like this, you can create a forms that is website. So this is a simple thing. How we are creating a header and the site and the sections and this one. I hope you would have understood so how to create this particular form. If yes, just give thumbs up so that I can understand. If you have any questions, you can just post it in the chat box. Otherwise, you can ask me. Okay, great. So the next thing is we'll see. So this we have understood. So the next thing is create a web page on International Yoga Day celebration as given files. Let the page header as be a yoga celebration and provide a navigation for first International Day of Yoga, origin and event gallery. Use the sections and articles of each navigation appropriately, its titles and headings. So like this you need to create. Okay. So if you see, this is the particular thing. And if I click on first International Yoga, it should display that details. So this you can easily do it, right? And this also the same thing. So now we will get into the concept. So what are the other concepts we can learn? So give me 2 minutes, I'll be done. Okay. Okay, guys. The next topic is what is called as dynamic CSS. So dynamic CSS example, you can create some variable wherever you want. Okay. So in this example, you can see dollar root, dollar value 300 pixel. Okay. So at the compilation time, so what we will change as, see, this value has been used here. You can see it. So let's check so how we can use this particular things. So let him get into this. So now here itself I'll be adding a dynamic CSS. Okay. In two places I'm going to use this cyan color. So what I will do is instead of giving cyan at different places, I will go here and I'll mention that is colon root. Okay, this is a way you need to create a dynamic CSS. Okay. So inside this, what you will do is, I need some background color, right? Or so first I will create some variable names. Example hyphen blue. So this is a variable name, whatever you can create it here, and I'm going to give it as a cyan as my color. So in this place, what I will do, if I'm going to use it in a multiple places, I'll be using a variable keyword, that is method. Inside this, I'll be using hyphen blue, and in the footer also I'm going to change this to water. Variable keyword hyphen. So like this you can do. To refresh, yes, the same output you are getting, right? So if you are not okay, like if you are little confused, I'll change the color and I'll let me show you. I can also insert some font sizes also. Instead of that, we'll go with the color. Okay. So I want to change the text color. The text color, I'm giving it as some red. Taking it to red. Or let me give it as orange. And here, I'm going to apply for the color. That is text color. So what I will give, so hyphen orange. Whatever the place you want to give, you can give this particular thing. So just copy this, copy this color equals to orange and place it wherever you want. I want it for my navigation, yes, it is possible. So now if you go and check, so we need to use variable keyword here. There is method. See here, no, the text has been changed into this orange color. We can also use it in the different places. Just copy this. Um, I'll be using for my footer. Province check, the footer text also has been changed. Like this you will be doing. So this is called entirely, it is called as a dynamic CSS. And what is called transform? So what we are going to use a transform. So let's take some text in the header itself. Okay. So in the header, what I will do is I need some transformation. I don't want this to be a plain text. Okay. So what I will do is I'm going to change some transformation. So here, what I'm going to mention is here you need to mention transform and what is the value. Okay, so I'm going to rotate this text. So to rotate, what you need to mention, you need to mention it as a degree. Okay, so 20 degree. Let's go and refresh. Let's make it as 10. So I don't want my all the things to be applied here. So let me remove this. I just want it for my text. Okay, so what I will do, so hash header, and I want it for h1. So here I will mention, so it is at the top. Okay, better. So let me put some padding over here. Like this, you can make some transformation. So whatever the degree you are giving here, the text will be changed. So I can also give some 40. Because again it's moved somewhere else. So most probably you have to give 10 degree or 20. So which gives the changes. Okay. So the next thing is, in a transform itself we have something called as skew. So for skew I'm going to apply it for navigation elements. So list of elements. So let me it as a skew. Okay. So transform colon skew. So skew also, it is like a diagonally, it will get stitched. Okay, so it will get rotated. So here also I'm giving 20. So I want this to be, horizontal skew. So it will diagonally. So let me give it as 10 degree. So you can see some, skew has been applied here while I'm selecting this, correct? So I can also increase this to some 30. Can see how it has been changed, right? And you go here also for each and everything, it is what it's skewed. And the third part is you can also make it for the vertical also, that is also possible. You go here, see here, it is in a vertical manner. Okay. So the next thing is, I want to make a some scaling. Okay, scaling, what I will do is I want it for my section. Let me give it as a paragraph because I have only one paragraph. Inside this, I will give a transform scale. So if it is X or Y, you need to mention. So I'm giving it for, okay, X. I want it to be increased for 1.5. So you can see it has been extended from here to here. If I change the scale to be Y, what happened? It is moving forward. Okay. So like this, you can give values. So the like this you can create a page. Okay, clear? So using a transform. So next thing is what is called as transition. So transition is moving from one place to the another place. Okay. So how I can do this? So example, in the output itself, let's take this one. I want the transition. Okay. So let for the home element, I'll be taking for the H2. I'm going to set the transition. So let's check. Where is the H2 element? Yeah. So for the ID element, what I will do is that is for hash home, I'm going to do some transition. Okay. So let's take like this example. I have some width and I just want to increase the width for it. So how I can do this things. So this is called as what? This is called as a transition. So how we are going to apply this. So let's see. So there are different values we have to make a transition. Okay, we can also increase a width and height. We can make some changes. So let's see how we can do this. Okay, let me take it for the navigation ID. Okay, so what I will give is I need it for nav. So for the nav, I already we have defined the width and height, right? So let's go there. There's a nav. So here we have. So it is nav. I'm going to set changes. So for that, I need a property called transition. Okay, so you need to mention the correct word, otherwise it will not show the correct exact word. So I'm going to increase that uh, width for 2 seconds. Okay, so I'm just going to increase the width. So here I'll be mentioning that is hash nav colon hover. So while I'm hovering it, some width has to be changed. So I'm giving a width to be some 300 pixels or 40 pixels. So let's be like this. Good. So now we'll go and check. So as of now, I've given this and this. So here you can see what happens. While I'm hovering it, it is increasing to some 30%. So it is taking some 2 seconds to do this. If I'm changing this to be 1 second, what happens? So it is taking a very fast time, right? So this is called as a transition. So in transition itself, we have some different values also there. That is linear, ease in. So let's check so how we can do this. Mm, okay, let me, here I'm going to change some values. That is for the hash t. So for the this here itself, I'll be mentioning it as a transition. So transition timing function. So here we have so many values. So as of now, I'm going to give it as a linear. Let's go and refresh. So it is linear means it will be gradual. From the starting to the ending, it will be gradual. When changing to ease, then what happens? It is very fast at the starting and the end, it is very slow. Okay. And if I give ease in, go and refresh. So the starting, it is very fast and it is slow. Okay, like this, it will be changing. So this is called as a transition timing function. Okay, and next what is called as animation. So animation, how we can do this? So this is a normal template how we are going to make a animations. In animations, we are going to save the value within the keyframes. Okay, so let's check so how we can do the animations using CSS. So CSS animation is very simple. So where is our coding? So in this particular place, first we are going to set some values and we are going to make some transition. Okay, example, we'll take this image, that is this particular image. I'm going to make a changes for that image. So I want that to be moving, left and right. So here this image. This dot is called as image, right? So here I'm going to mention some extra values for this one. So what it is nothing but I want to change some colors and the movement for that particular container, for that particular image. So how I can do it? Okay. So here I'm going to apply some position. So position will be discussing. Okay. So it is nothing but where we are going to set the value. So position is relative. So in this relative animation name, I'm going to set the animation name as some values. That is, I'm going to set it as so I'm just giving some whatever the name you prefer, just give it. Okay. So after giving it, so how many seconds it is going to take? So the duration. So duration, it's going to be some 4 seconds. So like this, we'll be giving. So after giving this, I'm going to set the keyframe. That is at keyframe. So what is the animation name here? This is called as, just close this off. So here I'll be giving it as a 0%. Background color. So I don't want background color as it is an image. So I'm just going to set a values. That is left is 0 pixel and top is 0 pixel. Just copy this. Okay, so left is 0 pixel and the top is 0 pixels. And here I'm just mentioning as a 25%. So within this, left is 200 pixels. So like this, you can give whatever the value you want. And the top is 0 pixel. Just copy it. Here I will be giving a value to be 50%. And here 75%. Like this, you can mention a percentage values, whatever you need. So let's check so how it works. Here I'll be giving 100%. Okay. So in this 50%, let's take it as a 200 pixel here as well. And then again, here I'm just mentioning it as a 0 pixel, 200, and here it's going to be 0, 0. So we have done this. So let's check. So what happens? Uh, so let's remove this thing. So let's so you can see what the image is moving here and there, right? So like this you can set, and if you set the duration 4 seconds, night. Actually, it will be looping if you mention infinite. Okay, so for this we have different things to be performed. So like this you can create things, and we already know what is box model. So box model is already explained, and we know what is float left and right. So the coding itself we know, and we know what is display block and inline. So now we'll understand what is inline block. Give me 1 minute. Okay, sorry guys. So here, if you see what is called as display inline block. So inline block is what happened. Inline means it will occupy the necessary width, and block level element means it will occupy the entire row, right? So inline block is a little different. What happened is it will occupy, so it will accept the width and height, and also the necessary width, necessary space. So we'll check. So what, how we can do it. So we'll go to the real time coding. So here I'll take some text and we'll check how it performs. We have paragraph, right? So in this particular place, I'm just setting a span in the style. I'm making it as an email. Okay. So here I'll I'll give some background color, or so just mentioning it as a ID. Okay. So ID is equal to some stuff. Till this I need. Okay, so now go up. What does the ID mean? It is hash get. Okay, so inside this display inline block. I want it as an incline block. So I'm going to give some width and height for this. Width is some 100. Height is going to be some 100. Okay. And you need, if you need some background color, that you can also give it some, giving some colors. Uh, yeah, here it has been extended. So let me change the color so you can see it. Let me take it as yellow. So here you can see what happened. This particular block, it is accepting the width and height, but not the the necessary width has been occupied. So if example, I'm just taking one more text. So let me take this pen. I'm giving ID to be G. So inside this, just copy it. So here I'm going to mention this as an inline rule. So now we will check so whether the width and height is accepting or not. To go and check, the width and height is not accepted in the inline, but inline block it is accepted. So now we'll try with the span, that is element, that is block. So span, I'm giving ID J and closes off. So now just go up slash J. Inside this, just copy all these things. Yeah. See here, it is occupying the entire row, but inline block will not occupy the entire row within that place. Okay, so this is the main difference between the display inline and inline block. So we already know float. So now we will discuss about positioning techniques. So what are the positioning techniques we have? So in this page, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set some header. Okay, so header in the sense we'll make it as a notification. So let me create one div container. Okay, I'm just giving a name as class is gonna be what a notification, or let me give it as a fixed. So it's going to be fixed at the top, it will not move. So that is a important thing. So here let me go here. So I mentioned it as a class, right? So here dot fixed. Inside this I'm just going to give the width, it's gonna be some 20 pixel, and height is gonna be, sorry, not width is gonna be some 100 percentage, height is gonna be some 20 pixel. Okay, like this I've created, and also I need some background color, and this, okay. So now here you can see. So let me increase this to be some 40 or 50. So so here what I'm going to do is, so as of now nothing has been happened, so I have set the percentage that is within 100, and this one is going to be some what that is 100 percentage width and 50 pixel, and this one. So I want this to be a fixed. So what is called as fixed? So it will be at the fixed at the top. So what is the property is display, and the value is going to be fixed. And we have some special property over here. So what is the special property is, um, example, so where it has to be get at the thing, that is it is going to be at the top or bottom or left or right, whatever it may be, you will be mentioning here the special properties, that is called as a special properties. So I need a 0 pixel, it should be at the top only, it should not move anywhere else. Okay, so let's go and refresh. So if you scroll, one second. Okay, if you want to color these also you can do it, but as of now I don't want anything. So let it be like this. So the next thing is we don't want to move this, right? So that is the main functionality for this CSS. So let's have a look in this because we are getting some check. So better I have it in the bottom. So let me make it as a bottom and then give it as right 0. So width and everything we have already mentioned. So if you want border also you can set border. Let me give some like this we got. So it has a bottom and right. So actually it is not applying. Let me check what is the reason. Sorry, no. Okay, I'm sorry. So, so sorry. So this is a positions, right? So we discussed previously. We discussed about display. So I mentioned like this. So that is a one reason. So here we need to mention position. So if it is a position, so you need to mention the special properties. Okay. So if I go and refresh and check, so now you can see. So I can also make it as a top. Uh, let's have it top 0. Let's refresh. If you see here, wherever I go, this notification alone is at the top is. You can see it clearly, right? And the next thing is what is called as this sticky. So why we are going for a position sticky? So let's take one more container. Let me copy this sticky. So I'm going to change this as contact. So again, if you go here, here I'm measuring as dot class, sorry, dot sticky. Inside this, I'll be mentioning, let me copy all this, the same thing which we are also going to apply, but only one value it differs. So here, what is the class name? It is going to be sticky, and here also I'm just changing the value to be sticky. Okay. So this class name you can give whatever you want. Okay, and here I'm changing some values so that it will be easy for us. So okay, the color has been drawn. Okay, let me. So the bottom, and for the bottom I need. Actually, what happened is I have mentioned after this, this fixed, right? So better I will cut this and paste it here. Okay, so here you can see it is sticky at some point, so it is scrolling. You can see, right? So like this, you can have a sticky and fixed. And what is called as the last one is we have discussed about sticky and fixed. Now, what is called as absolute? So absolute and relative is very simple. So I will create where I can give. Let me check. So here in the header, I need in the border itself. After this, I will just creating one more container. So div/div. Okay. So div class name, you can give whatever name you want. For the identification purpose, I'm just giving a class name. So here the class name, it's going to be, let me have it related. So I already have a relative, so relate. I'm giving as relay, and here I'm just giving a class name as absolute. These are the two class name I have given. So now I'm going to color this. Is a relate dot absolute. So in the relate, uh, I'm giving some width. Okay, so width is going to be some 300, height 500 pixels, 500. Okay, and here I'm setting a positions to be relative. So relative also have a special properties. So I'm giving a special property as left or some 50 pixel, it's enough. Okay, and you want some background color or border. I'm setting a border 10 pixel. Roof. I'm changing this to be absolute. Okay, so let's go and check. So here I am changing a value to be 100, and here I just need 50. Let's refresh. So here you can see, one box. So this box is called as a relative. This is a parent container. We can place this absolute anywhere you want. Okay. So for example, I'm creating one more, child element. Copy this and make it as one, absolute one. Okay. So what I will do is I'll just copy this. I can place the absolute within this container again, the second absolute. Okay. So here I'll be giving the value some 200. See here, the another box has been appeared. So like this, you can place the element within the element. Clear, guys? Any doubts in this as of now?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So see here,
Mm.
these are different ways we can create a normal HTML and CSS pages. And when is your break, ma? What's the time?
11:30, ma'am.
11:30. Okay. And also I'll be sharing this recording to you. Okay. Let me stop.